Kendra worked for the Sovereign Colonies in the first Dead Space. She knew way too much. She knew about the Sovereign Colonies, the first Aegis disaster, how to make the things. She even knew when it was activated, for crying out loud. She was way too familiar and knew way too much to be a computer specialist. And way too much to be a double agent too. They're not even supposed to know that much. They're just supposed to screw over people and take their crap. She talks about the Sovereign Colonies as they're a thing. The government's mess to begin with, but EarthGov didn't mess with the markers until DS2. They found out about them in DS1, which led to DS2 when they did all the marker replication and all the data, yada yada yada. The Sovereign Colonies was way past that at that point. They were all dead, but way past it. She knew too much about the red marker disaster. She knew how they were made. Yes, she could have hacked their way to victory, but if Mahad's plan worked, that doesn't make it much sense. And you guys are saying, she worked for EarthGov, she was a unitologist. Yeah, Mr. Executive Director, Colonial Mining Operations. Franco, Dana. Eudora Flying Pretty Boy. They have a title, but there's something else. Yes, she worked for EarthGov. She could have the Valor at any time. Morse code via ADS. Kellian, the rocket thing Vincent used. There were still ships on the Ishimura. Some bullcrap device she could have shot at into space. Something. You know, space smoke signals. Something, dude. She was gonna burn them on purpose. Oh, and as far as the necromorphs, she knew about those too. So, she was a mole for the colonies. Throughout Dead Space, we constantly see moles from other organizations. People are officially something, and they're actually something else. Or they work for something else, or they have their own agendas, or they're working on someone else for their agenda. So we have seen moles throughout the entirety of Dead Space, and it's not far-fetched to say she was one of them. That she worked for one of the last remaining factions of the colonies. Who knows? To get their power back? Who knows? To succeed a separatist movement? Who knows? To still carry out Mahad's orders way into the future to make sure absolutely no one finds out about the markers. And maybe that could have been it, because she did everything in her power to make sure she got the job done.